Prayers.
Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and parliament for the welfare of society, good of all human lives upon it, and the just government of its people, we beseech you to look with your abundant favor upon us, your servants, whom you have entrusted with the performance of such important trusts in this community. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our attention and deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this region and of those whose interests you have committed to us. Amen.
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 Item number 1 on the order paper, administration of oath.
Honorable members, good afternoon. I rise to notify you that at the bar of the House, we have a minister who have been appointed to be in charge of East African Community Affairs in Burundi. He is the new Minister for East African Community Affairs, Youth, Sports and Culture in the Republic of Burundi. And has to take his oath. Because in accordance with Rule 5 of our rules of procedure, he can only take his seat in the assembly after taking the oath of allegiance to the East African Community Treaty. This is a hybrid plenary, and considering the minister is attending virtually, we have to follow the Rule 9 of Annex 10 of our rules of procedure. This Rule 9, Part 2 of Annex 10 to the rules of procedure specifically states that when a new member first attends the House, other than at the first sitting of the new assembly, the member shall state the name of the new member. The speaker shall then administer the oath of affirmation of allegiance to him or her. We shall start now. Now, Honorable Minister, we have to inform the honorable members that in the exercise of his powers, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, reorganized his cabinet and replaced Honorable Ezekiel Nibigira as the Minister responsible for East African Affairs. This followed the appointment of His Excellency Ambassador Jeve Abayeho as the new Minister for Community Affairs, Youth, Sports and Culture. I therefore call on any member who knows the Honorable Abayeho to introduce him to me and his heart so that he can take his oath. Muted. Karengwa, you have the floor. Good. You can talk.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I am honored to take this opportunity to introduce the Assembly the Honorable Ambassador Gervais Abale, the Burundi Minister of External Affairs, Youth, Sport and Culture, Burundi, the Republic of Burundi. Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Ambassador Gervais Abale was born in the Burundi capital, the city of Bujumbura. He has been graduated from the University of Burundi in 1989. Then he started a professional career in secondary education. Then as a reporter and as a news presenter. He worked for a long period at the Burundi State House. And Honorable Ambassador Gervais Abale, before being appointed as a Minister of EAC Affairs, Youth, Sport and Culture, on the 2nd October 2023, he was the ambassador of Burundi in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania, from 2016 up to the end of September. Right Honorable Speaker, as I know very well, the Honorable Ambassador Gervais Abale, he is really determined to make visible contribution for a sustainable and integration of EAC. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Abale, I invite you to take your oath.
I, Ambassador Gervais Abale, do swear that I will give true and faithful service to this Assembly, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the East African community, and will preserve, protect, defend the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established. So help me God.
We have to congratulate you, Honorable Minister, and recognize that your experience and vast knowledge will be of great assistance to Eala and East African integration. I now give you an opportunity to address the House. You can address the House now, Honorable Minister. Are you hearing us?
Right, Honorable. Yeah, can you get me?
We can.
I'm hearing.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
You can address
Right,
the House.
Honorable Speaker. Thank you. Right, Honorable Speaker. First and foremost, allow me to praise the Almighty God for his guidance and for blessing this distinguished gathering. I'm very happy indeed to be part of this great and important house so that I can bring my humble contribution to the achievement of the objectives of the East African community with respect to the treaty for the establishment of the EAC, with your collaboration and the partnership and the support of EAC partner states. I'm ready to commit myself for the sustainable development of the community, hoping to steer the integration process to greater heights. It is important and imperative that we support each other in solidarity while passing the bills and consequently make the community move on. With this, thank you once again for the
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. I guess that maybe in Burundi you have some problem with your connectivity. Internet is not good. Maybe it's raining, I don't know there. But we could hear you. We tried. We hope that the internet will be better. Let's go to the next.
Item number 2 on the order paper, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, as you have guessed, I'm now in Nairobi. I have to thank the Ministry of East Africa in Kenya because they hosted us. Even the room we are using is their room, and we are thankful of this. We have also to congratulate Uganda, the Republic of Uganda, because today it's their national day. Yesterday, yes, they had a national day. And Kenya, we also have to congratulate you. Today is your day. However, honorable members, you witness that this afternoon, we have a new chairperson of the council. His Excellency Ndayishimiye Evariste, President of the Republic of Burundi. As you know, he has replaced Honorable Ezekiel Bigira as the minister responsible for East African affairs in the Republic of Burundi. Honorable members, you will agree with me that I only have words, compliments, and well wishes for Honorable Ezekiel Bigira because of his dedicated service to East African community in general and Eala in particular. He diligently served this with poor dedication and distinction. How I wish all the other ministers are like him and Honorable Kadaga, who always create time in their busy schedule to attend to this August House, working day and night to see that things are done right and to get East African community better and better. I call upon this House to accord Honorable Nibigira a standing ovation and wish him well. Thank you.
Yes, there'll be something.
At an opportune time, I will allow a request from any member to move a formal motion for a resolution of this House to recognize him.
Item number 3 on the order paper. Report of the Committee on General Purpose on the Return East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023. Motion was moved. Resumption of business interrupted on 3rd October 2023.
Honorable members, I have to remind you that the motion on the floor is that the report of the General Purpose Committee on the Returned EAC Appropriation Bill 2023 be adopted. But before we proceed, we will recall that on 3rd October 2023, I adjourned the House sine die. Prior to that, we were still on the report of the Purpose Committee. I hope you have used the few days to reflect on the report. How would you like to proceed? And hopefully, we are now ready to proceed. Honorable Minister in the chair of the committee, do you have any updates before conclude the debate? Those who had contributed on the 3rd October debate where we had Honorable Namara Deni, we had Honorable Rosa Paul, we had United Republic of Tanzania Minister, we had Honorable Kingai, we had Honorable Francoise, we had Honorable James Milia, we had Honorable Gerald Sudanda Blacks, we had Honorable Dr. Woda, we had Honorable Winnie, we had Honorable Dorothea, we had Honorable Dr. Magembe. Honorable Rose had called for extension and had been seconded. We had Dr. Shogo, had we given her the floor?
Yes.
Honorable Dr. Shogo and Honorable Ndangiza. Now, if there is any member who wants to contribute, he has the floor.
Right, Honorable Speaker, can I, as members, prepare themselves?
But you had already contributed. I would like to give the floor to new members.
They are quiet. I thought I should guide them briefly so that we move together.
Okay. But you have already contributed. Do you have something new?
The information.
Maybe
Nothing much
information.
new,
Okay.
but what I want us
Now
is to
before-
build, just to build consensus, right?
Rose, very good. Honorable Rosa Cole, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker,
You're welcome.
first of all, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak once again. But now I come with an opinion to members, because I was in Arusha and we heard what our minister from Tanzania said. And also later on when we consulted with other colleagues, we wanted to have a way forward. And Right Honorable Speaker, my proposal is that as an assembly, we know we have our duties under the law. And we know very well what we are supposed to do as an assembly. We are an oversight body and we represent our community of East Africa. Right Honorable Speaker, taking into account the stalemate that we had, my proposal is now, when there is a stalemate, that's when the test of leadership comes in. And I was proposing to Honorable
Procedure. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Rose, we have procedure. Honorable Speaker, if a member have already contributed, it is normally our procedure that you cannot contribute twice. And Honorable Speaker, I request under our rules and procedure that since this thing have been debated fully and from the time we were there, it was being repeated. So, Honorable Speaker, and our procedure, is it one that you call the meeting, you call the mover to reply, because we have already debated, and it is in our procedure that a member can rise and request the speaker to call the mover to reply. I think you're right. Let me call the chairperson of the council to reply. Okay, the mover is the chair.
Procedure Chair, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Yes. The mover of the motion is the chair of the committee of GP. I call the chair of the committee to reply.
Procedure, Right Honorable Speaker.
Procedure.
Yes,
It's Francine.
Honorable Francine. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. It is not Honorable Francois, it is the Honorable Francine.
Honorable Francine, this virtual thing, I cannot see you well. I heard your voice. I tried to recognize the voices, and Honorable Francine, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I raise a procedural matter to propose that the chair council comes in before the GP chair comes, because last time when we adjourned, it was for the homework of the council to go and consult and come back with a position. Maybe I think after that we can go again for discussion or debate for the chair of the GP to come in, but we have to hear.
It's okay. The chair of the council can have the floor. Honorable Francoise. Francine, are you still there?
We are muted. Can't hear.
Honorable Francine, we are not hearing you.
Unmute.
He's unmuted.
Unmuted. Are you hearing me? It must be some difficulties of connection. Honorable Francine. Rwanda, are you hearing me? Rwanda chapter.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Can you hear me?
Right Honorable Speaker,
Yes, you have the floor.
I think something went wrong with the connection, the side of Honorable Francine, but the issue she was raising was a procedural matter that the council chair, the other time when the adjournment took place, it was to allow the council to go and consult and report back to the House their position. And probably it would be procedural right for the council chair to first report back on their position before the general purpose committee chair responds. That's what she wanted to say. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I give the floor to the chair of the Council of Ministers to update us about the consultations he made with his colleagues on this matter. Very good, Chair. In Burundi. You can be assisted by the minister from Tanzania if he is following. Or the PS from Tanzania if he is following. There.
Yes. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Yes. You have the floor. You can talk. Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Right, Honorable Speaker. The Council of Ministers is grateful that the Assembly is reconvening to reconsider and address the concerns raised by the United Republic of Tanzania and the Republic of Congo. Please, I urge you to finalize the budget process today to allow normal operations of the community. The supplementary budget may follow later to address some of the requests raised by members.
Now I give the floor to the chair of the GP to reply.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to reply on the debate of the members of the EAC 2003 and 2024 budget that has been returned to the Assembly for reconsideration. Right Honorable Speaker, you are aware that the Committee on General Purpose sat in Arusha, Tanzania to reconsider the EAC Supplementary Bill 2022-2023 and the EAC Appropriation Bill 2023-2024, where a number of issues were raised by partner states for us to address them and make sure that the budget meets the expectations and they are in the recommendation put in by the partner states. Right, Honorable Speaker, you are all aware, and honorable members, that the budgeting process is a shared responsibility that is between the Council and the Assembly. And the framers of the treaty are very clear in the various roles that each organ of the community plays in terms of the budgeting process. Right, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, when the General Purpose Committee sat, they considered all other options that are available for us to reach a consensus. And in doing so, the General Purpose Committee was able to meet all stakeholders that are involved in the budgeting process, especially budget holders. And in considering it, it is purposely answering to the questions raised by the United Republic of Tanzania, as well as the Democratic Republic of Congo, to address the issues that they came up and requires the redress of the Assembly. And therefore, the General Purpose Committee made its report and presented to the House. In its report, the General Purpose Committee was able to make internal reallocations within the votes, as well as reallocations across votes. These also rose questions from members of the Council in some of the partner states as far as this is concerned. With the consideration that this stalemate has caused the community to grapple, and with the hope that this is a situation that we require to solve it and move the Assembly forward as well as the community, and in the interest of the community to function, and also to seek a future redress in how best we can harmonize the budgeting process and provide the best that the community could need, we have to exercise caution in the sense that, one, we discovered that in terms of the resources of the community, some of the items are over budgeted, some of the items are duplicated, some of the items, especially in terms of resources, are put where there's no impact, and some of the items are also put in a situation where there is no policy. And that informed the decision for the committee to do the reallocation. And this is made possible because we have interacted with the budget books and we know the items from 1 to Z, from A to Z, from 1 to the last. And in doing so, we take cognizance of the fact that we do not want to cripple any part or any organ or any other directorate in terms of resources. And we would like to also make it clear to Council that the resources of this community are resources that come from the taxpayers of East Africa community. And the taxpayers are the citizens where the honorable members representing the East African community come from. You are aware of how we grapple with the resources, the meager resources that our partner states pay. And in most cases, we do not get even up to 65% of the resources each year. And the little that has been paid shouldn't be put into misuse. We find that ironical, we find that difficult to comprehend, and as such, we had wanted to play our outside role, a role that you council is supposed to do with us, so that we put this community into a very straightforward community, so that the successes that the initiators of this community put, the vision that they have could as well work for the generation to come. However, we do get some of these hurdles on our way. And when we get this hurdle, they are meant to have us go forward. And they're also meant for us to correct our ways. And as far as the Assembly is concerned, we will not relent on our duties to protect, to preserve the duty that is given to us as enshrined in the treaty that established the East African community. In doing so, we will be able to take budget implementation monitoring to ensure that all those resources that we have reallocated them within the votes shall be utilized for the reallocation that they are meant for. Any usage of these funds that will be meant for the reallocation is done. And when this is also done contrary to what the budget committee is doing, we shall follow that. And of course, we shall ensure that the other sister committee, that is the Committee on Accounts, take a very keen interest into that. Secondly, we also want to make sure that while doing this, that the budget, the BMS system, which is the budget monitoring system, is equally opened and all the changes are reflected in the budget monitoring system to ensure that these activities or these other funds that we have reallocated within the votes is taken into consideration. And of course, in the next budgeting cycle, we shall be able to consider that budget holders who come to defend their budgets are able to provide proof of implementation of activities. And we shall also ask those budget holders where resources were allocated for them to undertake activities are done according. We are aware of a situation where budgets that we reallocate within an institution are diverted back to its original form. This, we will say it without fear and favor, that an amount that we had allocated for recruitment of staff to a tune of over 250 million has been used to facilitate a negotiation team that went to the Federal Democratic Republic of Somalia. And that is how we find the resources of this community has been misused. And that is how we end up trying to look at why certain budget lines are taking huge. We also want to inform you that as the community grapple with the staffing issues, we are aware of the amount of money that was reallocated for the institutional review, where the permanent secretary are supposed to have their retreat. That money was used for the election observation mission in Kenya last year. And that is how more monies that we have reallocated can easily go back. We want to take this opportunity definitely to warn the officers responsible for the budget management system, especially the budget officer and the director of finance, to take in interest that the assembly, as far as the committee is concerned, will never take this into consideration again. And we are doing this simply because we want to protect the taxpayers, the East Africans who pay their money to the community to undertake. You're all aware that we have partner states who have not paid money up to this time. We have those that are paying and they're struggling to pay that. And those that are not paying also want value for their money. It will never be of interest for people to continue paying and that their monies are not used properly. Equally, we expect council to mobilize resources from our partner states. We have countries that have not paid. I don't fear to mention some of these countries, especially South Sudan, has never paid its contribution up to date, and we are in new financial year. And that indicates the need for us to have a very good budgetary control so that when we report to them in a very good way. As far as this is concerned, and this for me is very critical in the sense that the community has to take in interest, and we ask council that council have to support the assembly when the assembly undertakes its oversight functions, especially when it comes to budgeting. It is good for council, yes, to have its own view, but look at that you are dealing with members that are able to sit and look at the budget critical, and therefore we expect that this is taken into consideration. As such, I would like to move the following amendments in the interest of the community to move forward, so that we are able to have this budget today pass. That one, we have the committee has to do the following: that under Annex 7, which is item 4, and which is the last column that reads as follows, that money is allocated. We would like to say that we replace the words the East African Court of Justice with the word the East African Secretariat, Office of the CTC, with activity description to facilitate training of the East African Court of Justice judges on the judgment writing, which means the initial money that we have allocated to the East African Court of Justice should be returned to the East African Secretariat to facilitate the training under the Office of the CTC. Secondly, item number 5, the last column, reading to reallocate to, we need the words to be replaced to the East African Competition Authority with the East African Secretariat. So there was an amount of money amounting to 15,000, which was allocated to the East African Competition Authority. We request again that this amount of money is channeled to the Office of the CTC under vote 001, which is the East African Secretariat, Office of the CTC again, to facilitate the Office of the CTC in drafting private members' bills. That said, mean we have already done no reallocation across votes. These are monies that are in 001, and we have reallocated it back to vote 001. Secondly, under Annex 8, we request that Annex 8 be deleted and propose that the activities that appear under Annex 8 be reallocated within the East African Legislative Assembly. However, it will be reallocated to a budget line called legislative function. the office of the clerk and the office of the commissioners shall do the internal reallocation to see which activities shall that money be. Equally, the activities chart that is meant for the staff arrears payment shall also be reallocated back to its original budget activity line or cost center. Right, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, it's my humble belief that with this kind of adjustment that the committee has done, it's high time we move forward and do request you to pass the budget and the report of the General Purpose Committee with the amendments I have made herein. I thank you so much. Right, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I beg to submit.
You have seconded your amendment?
Seconded.
Seconded.
Right Honorable Speaker, Gerard Siranda from Uganda, seconded.
Seconded.
James Milia from Tanzania, seconded.
Caroline Kayonga from Rwanda, seconded.
Clement from Rwanda.
All of members are seconding.
We're
Gerard
seconding.
Siranda, Uganda, seconded. Right Honorable Speaker.
James Milia, Tanzania, seconded.
Star, seconded.
Honorable members. Honorable members, I think that I have now to put the question that the report of the committee on General Purpose Committee on the return of the East African Community be adopted as amended. Those in favor. No, those in favor. Raise.
Aye.
Raise.
Aye.
Raise your hands. The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Kanini
Item number 4, order paper, bill committee state, the East African Community Application Bill 2023. We are in the committee stage, the East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023. The specific reconsideration is on the schedule to the bill. The schedule.
Now, I call the chair of the committee, and I also call the chair of the council. And I don't know if we are in agreement. Chair of the committee.
Yes, right, Honorable Speaker, I'm here with you.
You move your amendment.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I move that one, as earlier on said, that the vote allocated to the East African Court of Justice, as well as the amount allocated to the East African Competition Authority, which is for the East African Court of Justice, is vote 002. For the East African Competition Authority is vote 00. So vote 10 be reallocated to vote 001, which is the East African Community Secretariat. I beg to move the amendment, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yeah. Are you have seconders? You have Kanikega, Iman, and Shaban. Good. Now, the chair of the council, are you in agreement?
Yes, Mr. Chairperson, I beg. So, I beg to move that the statement.
Thank you. I have now a question. If those in favor, you have to raise your hands. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hands. The ayes have it.
The preamble to the bill.
Chair of the committee, do you have an amendment to the preamble?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I have no amendment to the preamble of the bill. Thank you.
The title.
Chair of the committee, do you have an amendment?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I do not have amendment to the title of the bill. I beg to submit.
Motion for the House to resume.
Chair of the council, move your motion.
Mr. Chairperson, I beg to move that the preamble be part of the bill, and also the title be part of the bill.
I think that the motion you have to move is about resuming, not that one.
Chairperson, I beg to move that. Mr. Chairperson, I beg to move that the House do resume and the committee of the whole House reports there too.
Thank you. You have seconders? Seconders?
Seconded.
Burundi members? You are there. Now, I put the question that the House do resume and the committee of the whole House report thereto. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hands.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
The House has resumed. Report of the committee of the whole House.
Chair of the council reports.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the report of the committee of the whole House be adopted.
You have to report, you don't have to move. That's one of the next stage.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to vote that the committee of the whole House be reconsidered that has reconsidered the recommended bill entitled the East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023 and passed it with some amendments.
Motion for adoption of the report of the committee of the whole House.
Chair of the council, move the motion.
Speaker, I beg to move that the report of the committee of the whole House be adopted.
Seconders?
Papa Victor.
Chapter.
Aye.
Siranda.
Tanzania.
Aye.
James Similia, Tanzania.
Rwanda.
True.
Tanzania same.
The motion on the floor is that the report the committee on house be adopted. Now I put the question that the report of the committee of the whole house be adopted. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hand. The ayes have it.
Item number 5 on the order paper, the East African Community Bill, third reading by vote motion.
I now give the floor to the chair of the council to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023 be read for the third time and do pass.
You have seconders?
Under chapter.
Yeah. You have Honorable Mubaraz. You have
Under chapter.
Rwanda chapter, you have Tanzania chapter, you have Kenya chapter, South Sudan chapter, you have all the members I see.
Even DRC chapter.
Yeah, good, Papa.
Now,
Who's the position of DRC chapter, please, Mr. Speaker? Papa, give our position, please.
now I put the question. Now I put the question that the East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023 read for the third time and do pass. Those in favor, raise your hand. Those against, raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Reading.
Why are you people not following instruction? It's raise your hand, not I.
Reading of the East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023, the returned bill, third reading, a bill for an act entitled the East African Community Appropriation Act 2023, an act of the community to appropriate a sum of United States dollars 103,842,880 out of the budget of the community to meet expenditure for the organs and institutions of the community for the financial year ending 30th June 2024.
I have to congratulate the minister, the chair of the Council of Ministers, because his bill is there. But I also have to congratulate the members of the GP who have been working on this budget for a long time, long period, from June to now. I also have to congratulate the members who has been with us from that time till today. And you know, we come from far, but we have reached the end. We have reached the end. And that's why I declare that the Assembly has reconsidered the East African Community Appropriation Bill 2023 in line with Article 63 of the East African Community Treaty and Rules 73 of the Assembly Rules of Procedure. In line with the treaty, this is the last and the final consideration of the bill. I adjourn this house sine die. Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, the Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mama, how are you?
Thank you.
Members and Honorable Speaker.
Our chair, General Purpose.
Good work.
Members of GP,
Thank you.
Honorable Kanini, Honorable Namara, Honorable
Honorable Chair, well done. Honorable Chair.
Tuma. Oh, Honorable Namara, how are you?
Honorable Chair.
Well done, GP.
It's an informal session.
Congratulations, member of GP.
Well done, well done.
Congratulations,
Honorable Zipora.
Speaker is proposing that